session, the group weaved their ways through the underbelly of the manse and made their way back up after finding a few hints and pieces and bits and bobs. And so we'll see if they remember anything from that. Came back to the steel clock as it chimed its 13th toll, and the sun above Zykarov opened up and black light shone down from the Tyrant Star, or something like that. As that all unfolded, the beloved, the Heron Masked Man came out and shouted a challenge to the beast of the Harlock line that he has been chasing down and trying to figure out how to control. And the widower responded in kind, morphed into this just delightful flesh monster, and everybody gets to just fight it out now. So we'll see what the prospective acolytes decide to do in this scenario, see if they can save the planet. Alright, so we've had everybody roll some initiative here, got it all set up, and we can start off. So the Pilgrims of Hate, there are quite a few of them. They bust out into the crowd from the surrounding areas and just start some wanton slaughter of various party guests as they push their way towards the widower. So the first one that's going to go over here is going to attack a random party guest, and they are not making their way through just yet. Which brings us to the first acolyte to react, Tib.
Tib is here to do the day. Okay. Severus, when it hits your turn, do you mind putting a smoke screen on our left side to keep the other guys from seeing us in case they have ranged weapons?
That sounds mathematically like a good move.
Okay. Here's what Tib's gonna do. Tib's gonna yell for the nearby party orders to form up! Imperial Guard is here to protect you!
Okay, would you like to make a command test? So, Cat.
I don't have a command. My fellowship's like 37, so what exactly would that be like?
It's half of the base skill rounded down is untrained command.
What we need a priest for.
Command. Okay. So do I get any bonuses since they're scared?
You do not.
And I announce Imperial Guard?
No. These are a bunch of wealthy folk, so they're not super.
Ah.
No, they're not having it. So I'd call that like a half action. So you still have one half action if you'd like to do something else.
Okay, how far was that Pilgrim of Hate? Like to the right?
Decent clip, if I recall correctly. Let's see. Yeah.
Should be in range of my las rifle. So I'm gonna make a shot single. Hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
See my las rifle. That's 1d10 plus 3.
Yeah.
See if I've written this down. Las gun 1d10 damage. Let's say 8 total.
Righty then.
Nice damage.
Okay. Gotta remember what their profile is. I got it written down here, but the way it's laid out.
The guys in red, what are they called?
Pilgrims of Hate.
Pilgrims of Hate. Okay.
Spelled Hayte, because why not make it complicated, right?
Wasn't that the name of the... That was the Duncan, Idaho clone, wasn't it? The Gola. Isn't he called Hate? It was. Anyway, sorry.
I'm not sure. The Pilgrims of Hate are an established thing in the Calixis sector in all the Dark Heresy books. So there's a big old write-up.
Oh, okay.
In the Radicals Handbook. It's either the Radical Handbook or the Inquisitor's
I mean, going by their name, they're probably very nice people.
Well, that one gets shot, and he gets shot in the chest, and it burns a decent hole in his chest, and he yelps in pain before continuing. So, the heron-masked man, the beloved. Oh goodness, he has so many talents.
And I believe he's fighting with the Harlock monster.
Oh, he most certainly is. He most certainly is. Okay, he's going to do a few things. Let's roll. Alright, that'll work. Sorry about this. Everything has 1,000 rules.
Especially reading someone with so many traits.
Hey, okay, okay, yeah, he's fine. All right, so the heron masked man reaches, and you can feel a terrible presence in the warp that ripples and flows, and several of the people around the creature fall down and clutch their sides in pain, and appear to be having difficulty moving, but the widower simply laughs and bellows back, "Ha ha ha! Your power is no good here, witch." And so that's all he's gonna do this time.
No.
Holy shit, he's a psyker.
So he is? Or is he?
Call him witch. Like, that's the obvious term for psyker.
I mean, probably, yeah. Severus.
How many clock tolls have we heard?
13.
13. The 13th one was ringing out as you raced back into the clock, and when it pealed its final ring, the sky went dark and the eclipse began, but then the crazy, horrible star came out and shone down that radiant death that made you go a little crazy.
Okay. So it stopped ringing now, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll move. Cannot move. Here we go. I'll move over there. Iago's following me. I can't select him right now for some reason. There we go.
I'll fix it.
Yeah, and I'll release a blast of the smoke from the mechadendrite, like a sensor. Trying to find it in the book. Oh,
Oh, I know, right? It's like, what page are mechadendrites on?
yeah. What page are they on?
Well, the utility mechadendrite? Well, that'd be on page 156 of the core rulebook. If that's the one that you're looking for.
It is. You are correct. That's scary. Good God, man. Jesus.
He's an adeptus for the.
I feel like
the
I said I
birds.
play a lot of Dark Heresy at this point.
Yeah. So I'll do a blast of smoke, and that gives anybody.
Poses of -5 to weapon skill tests within a 2
Yeah,
meter.
by all living room creatures within a 2 meter radius for one round. So I don't know if that's how useful that's going to be.
Well, I mean, a 10 meter radius, a 2 meter radius would be basically where you're at, right? So anybody in melee combat with you, so it would currently affect you.
You can't shoot
Can I
that.
move? Can't. What's that?
You can't shoot it like a smoke gun or like smoke grenade.
Oh no. It's like it's like a sensor that. Yeah, it's an electrically powered sensor, so it's just a big gust of incense fumes that come out.
So you would be imposing a -5 weapon skill test to yourself.
To me and my homies. Okay,
Yeah,
you know what?
that's about it.
Instead of doing that, can I just stay where I was and take a shot at the same dude that was shot at?
Mhm.
Let's do that.
You can do it.
I don't know if anyone remembers any of the breadcrumbs that have been dropped about what they might be doing right now, but that's fine.
They're trying to tame the beast right now, and we need to grab the mechanical piece inside the clock that keeps them, that would let them control the beast. So what
But that was that's what I was asking about, though. It has to happen. Strange device affixed to the central pendulum. Legend has it may only be removed at the stroke of the 13th hour. Like, is anybody standing by the pendulum?
No, just the Paraman
all right,
and the
now,
other guy.
the big guy and the main guy are by the steel clock, but they're not. The main pendulum would be towards like the front, right?
The front
This
being
side,
which direction? Oh, that's the front?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like imagining that this is the three-dimensional space tilted in an isometric viewpoint.
I mean, I could run up there and see if I can start trying to pull it out.
Wait,
Okay,
should we let
so-
Octus do this since he'd be better suited as stealth?
Well, so let me.
Sure.
As you run up to the front of the clock, you see that the hand or the pendulum arm that the little odd stone piece is affixed to is some like 10 meters up. So you would have to try to climb up if you wanted to actually get there.
Don't climb it.
Oh, brother.
Octus has the
I'm
climbing
gonna point.
gear currently
Yeah,
on.
I'm gonna point up and say, "Wait, Octus, hurry!"
What, me? You want me to go up there?
I let you look at my gangly mechanical arms and legs and shit. And just like
All
give you a
the
look,
cultists, like are erupting around you. You're just like, come on, man, look at me.
I don't.
look at me, man.
What am I gonna do when I get there? I don't know crap about clocks. You're the machine guy.
Grab the piece. Go climb it. You have the climbing gear
Start
on.
climbing. There's no time.
Tib gave you that for a reason.
But who's gonna
Start
fix the
climbing.
machine?
Have
Who's
you
gonna?
never climbed that mountain in your life?
But I don't know how to fix the damn thing or break it apart.
You
Okay.
need to fix it. You need to smash it for the piece.
Okay.
I think I would. Yeah, I mean, I would explain to you later that as you're climbing, that you don't need to break or smash. You just got to pull the pendulum out.
Okay. So
Got to remove it.
I nod to Severus that I'm gonna run at you, and I want you to lift my foot, like go like this, and then as I put my foot in your hands, you're gonna boost me up as I run towards
All right. Yeah, I will do that. I'll stand there and wait.
Okay, so Severus, you moved 20. What's your? I'm gonna give it 4 squares actually, but what's your movement speed?
My movement speed is 3, 6, 9, 18.
Okay, so you could run. You'd have to run to get to this spot,
Okay, I will do that.
which gives you a minus 20 to be shot and a plus 20 to be, or it might be 10. Minus 10 plus 10.
Okay.
Let's get running a little bit off. Okay, that brings us to the next Pilgrim of Hate. Next 3, so I'm just going to do 3 random attacks for them.
Pilgrims of Love.
Yep, so they're just they're trying to push through the crowd to get to the beast to start fighting it. And
Sorry, they're trying to get to the beast to fight it?
yeah, they want to. They're trying to beat it up and take control of it and everything else. So that one moves up.
They want brute force.
This one.
They want to dance
Is
with it.
the Masked Man and the Pilgrims of Hate on the same side?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I did
Yeah,
not know
I
that.
get the impression that the creature is not under anybody's control right now, so I think that's what they're trying to do.
It's a
I
free
think he's
agent
gonna
right
try
now. It wants to go solo, but apparently the Heron Mask Man ain't having none of that. He has
He
to have
wants to
that in the
control it.
contract.
Well,
wants it
That's
under
why he has to
lock
grab the
contract.
pendulum.
it's not a free agent right now. It is still kind of controlled by the power of. It's bound to the clock. Is the
Oh.
lore that we've been going through. It is bound. It was bound by someone of the Harlocks at some point. Bound this creature to the clock, and it's their like servant protector. But since they're gone or missing or who knows, there's nobody who actually has control over it right now.
I see.
And so the Heron Mass Man, the Beloved, is trying to
The beloved.
goes by. Octus.
The beloved is like he's in a relationship with the beast, which is hilarious.
Okay, Octus is gonna run and do his thing towards Severus as he jumps him all the way up to the top.
Okay,
Severus is so awesome, he doesn't have to roll for anything, right?
No, I don't think. Well, that's a good question. How good are you
Come on,
at
Jay.
rolling? So I guess give me a toughness test or a strength test. Dealer's choice.
Who? Me or
You.
Octus?
You, Severus. So strength
Okay.
would be to throw him. Toughness would be to just stand there like a statue.
Yeah, I'll kind of stand there like a statue and see what happens.
Automaton.
Hoorah!
There you go. Okay. Octus. I'll give you, for instance, you got 2 degrees of success. You can have a +20 to your climb check.
May the blessings of the Omnissiah.
Did you
Kinda
train
breathes
climb?
out.
Because nobody trains climb.
Okay, plus 20.
He has
Here
the
we go.
climbing gear on, so
Yeah, I think he did.
he does. I remember giving it to him, and he has it still equipped.
There we go.
Ooh, that is
Oh, fail.
just off.
Give me a break. Quit
Do
ahead.
you have any fate points left? You can spend a fate point.
Yeah, re-roll it.
I only used one. I must have one left, right? How many did we start with?
Depends on the character. Usually 1 to 3.
Well, then I got none then. I used one, but
Well, it
Don't know.
depends on. Like I said, depends on the character.
I needed. Wait, I needed.
I thought you had 1 fate point left or something.
I needed
like that.
71. I got 74. No, I have 0 on my fate points.
Oh, darn.
Unless we earn some through the game, but
Yeah, they get replenished every now and then.
It should, like, every game, but that's
Hey,
not the
they got
rule.
replenished before you guys came in here, and I thought you only used 1 last in the
Wait, so if they're replenished before we get in here, so
then I'd have
Octus
one
should-
because the last time I used one was like right at the beginning of the campaign.
Yeah, so like I said, I think you should have at least a fate point left.
yeah, you
Yeah.
should definitely have a fate point left. What are you holding out on everybody?
Okay, so I get to re-roll with that.
What are the points?
Okay.
I mean, it's still 75-ish% chance isn't bad.
Octus doesn't trust nobody with his fate points.
Oh my God! Can you believe that
Oh,
crap?
God.
I can't even get a 71.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh no.
So yeah, you try to clamber up Bartleby, and you manage to like hang on inside of the mechanism, but the way the other cog parts are swinging and twisting, it just kind of keeps sliding you down. You can't quite figure out the right place to put your hands right now, so you're kind of perched about halfway to the thing. You know, you're up above Bartleby. But once you reach the actual clock face itself, it was quite complicated.
I'm like, Bartleby, you bastard! You can't even like give me a jump up. You only stand there like a log.
You just stood there, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
You only,
Octus diversion.
you only give me a plus
Severus looks at you
20.
and says, "Who's Bartleby?"
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
what plus 20? Jeez.
Yeah. Could have gave me plus 30.
I got a plan.
Okay. I'll scream out, keep climbing, keep climbing. I'll cover you guys. And I
Yell,
kind of
keep
move.
climbing. They'll see you yell, keep climbing, keep climbing.
So I kind of move. I take my free movement towards where they are, and then I'm gonna fire at the same one that Tib fired at.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Indeed, it does.
Okay.
So, I will use my non-autocannon called an autogun.
Those heavy weapons would be really handy right now.
If I do a semi-auto burst, I cannot use half aim, right?
That's correct. But
Okay.
a semi-auto gives you plus 10 by it itself. So
Wait, how much ammo do you got? Like,
I have
Damn.
a lot.
I was
think-
gonna say
Just full auto it.
Like less than a magazine.
Oh, I did a reload before we got in here.
Well, right. I mean, like in your packs, I'm sure you have more than enough ammunition. And
Oh yeah.
You would have reloaded, so.
What is the range?
It's like 35, I think.
What is that?
30.
35.
It's probably
range?
short. It's not point blank, and autoguns I
Okay.
think are 60 range, so it should be short. But I'm just kind of, writing off the top of my head here.
No, I don't think I have any modifiers.
Autogun.
It's plus 20 at full auto,
No, I didn't do full auto. I'm gonna conserve some ammo.
and it's plus 10.
Well, that'll. But if he's doing it through the roller, it'll add that.
Yep. There we go.
Okay, so that's 2 degrees of success. So with semi-auto, that's 2 hits. 1 hit for the initial success, and then 1 other hit for 2
Okay,
degrees.
so
You got this.
hit. Oh no. So roll damage.
35 is the chest.
Damage. Whoa.
Ooh.
And damage.
That's almost. That was a
2
good
hits,
first hit.
Let's see, these guys are not super tough, so yeah, he is bam. Cracks Bam Bam right into his chest, and the pilgrim running, yelling with his, roaring chain knife just topples over. Bam. Ow.
Chain knife.
Yeah, it's like a chain sword, but small. Alright. The Widower is... Let's see. He's gonna make an awareness check.
Oh god.
See if he notices what's happening.
That'd be scary.
Let's see his... nope, that's not a pass. Alright. So you get to live another day as he stomps forward and is going to take some swings at the Beloved. Nope, none of them hit. Fortunately for the Beloved, all of the strikes as they swing down do not hit, which I guess he would have had to do a charge, so oopsie, but they don't hit him. So it's fine, it's fine.
Oopsie.
They have so many rules, it's hard to remember which ones to go with. So he did a charge, he missed, he didn't do a lightning attack, excuse me. Alright, and then the next 2 pilgrims are, let's see if they're, nope, ineffectual as the last, so they are going to only move a slight bit as they continue to slice their way through the thronging crowds. Bringing us back to Tib.
Should we have someone roleplay for Immortal? No need?
Tib is gonna assume he's in range of that Pilgrim of Hate to the far left.
With the las gun, 45, like that. I think las gun range is 60. So yeah, you should be in range for everybody. Not quite short range, I think.
So definitely hammer them down. But... Okay, I'll make an attack there with aim. But I do have the burst attack, so that gives me like a plus 10 too, so I can do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I can do burst with the las gun.
Can you?
I can. There's like only a single shot and burst.
Semi-auto?
Yeah, semi-auto.
Okay.
Let's go.
Nice.
Oh boy, that's like all 3 hit.
Damn, that's really nice.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
That's 3 hits.
Where's the damage bloody thing here? Okay. 2, 3.
Just the 3 hits.
Okay, the first 3. What's going down with those 2 here?
for? Well, not the. It was a good hit, but just kind of scraping at the.
I know I shouldn't. I hate hitting the damage rolls. I always have bad luck with those buttons.
All right, and so this one over here to the far left.
Yep.
Okie doke. All right, the beloved is going to see the giant monster that has risen up in front of him and go, "Oh my, this is quite concerning. I very much wish that this was not someone who had attacked me, but since it has, he's going to swing an attack with his power blade and hit. He rolled a 2, so that will definitely hit. 6.
It over to me.
Smack it for a sizable chunk, and then it'll be
Oh.
Severus' hit. So he, as the creature charges in at him, he draws a power sword and stabs it forward into the writhing mass of flesh, and it digs out a gout or a gash of blood and viscera. But the creature does not appear to be very fazed by it at all. Bringing us back to Severus.
How big is this creature? Is it really
That's
big?
pretty big. It's pretty big.
It's a
It's
titan.
like 15 feet tall.
So as big as a dreadnought.
Oh.
That's probably a little like taller than a dreadnought, but yeah, it's just
Oh.
kind of this like roiling blob of flesh and pincers, mouths, hooked claws, and things like that.
It also has a nice corset. Don't forget the corset.
But
I kid.
Okay, so can I help Octus by looking at the inner workings of the clock and doing a logic roll to see if there's a pattern that I can tell him on where to step and grab?
I think that could make sense. It
I
would
think it's a
be-
great idea.
It would be difficult, so I would say it would be at a -20.
Ooh. Damn.
Should-
Conqueror's not messing around tonight.
I mean, you're trying again. Remember, it's like oh gosh, I don't remember how big it was. Like 40 meter tall, like giant ass claw, or 6 meter. God, I can't remember how big it was. 6 meters maybe.
Yeah, but he's only going up a few. He just needs to go up like a few meters, isn't it? Like a few. I think you said it was like 15 feet or 8 feet or something.
Yeah, he's about halfway there. The bigger issue is just the sheer amount of ticking and whirring gears and cogs and everything. So to accurately define the motion of function would be quite.
It's okay.
But it could be. It could be done.
It's not divine. The motion, the motive force is divine, but the pattern is there, and it is
well,
unfolding
right, but in
for
order
us
in
all
order
to see.
To catalog that and then process the data and then report it back in timing that will actually be used.
Very well. So what's the modifier?
We have 6 meter high column of whirling everything.
What about
-20?
-20? Would it be tech use or logic?
I'd say logic. And like I said, maybe if Octus understood binaric or something, it might be a little easier to communicate to him
That
you know,
fleshy
inner
meat sack.
working.
Yeah.
as
I
you
do-
attempt
I
to
do-
define-
I do speak tech language. It says I speak tech.
Speak
What?
alphanumeric.
Speak tech.
Yeah,
Speak language tech?
that's what it says.
Okay, well, welcome to the Geek Squad.
Maybe it's so I figured I could understand what he's saying. Maybe.
No, Binaric is literally like screeches and bursts of sound and code, and is not in anyone's tree unless you're a tech priest or specifically take linguistics, which is difficult.
Hilariously enough, he could probably speak the entire code of Doom in one burst and you'll never even know it.
Probably, yeah. It's very efficient.
Yeah, very fast.
It's very hilarious. Can your text speech run Doom?
Oh, anyway.
Yeah. The shroud is too thick. The Omnissiah is not with me on this one. He has a purpose.
Yeah, so if that's what you're going to focus on doing, I can reduce the negative modifier next turn if that's kind of what you're trying to do. Is just continue to watch.
Continue to watch. That's what I'd like to do. Yes, full action.
Okay.
And hope to God that beast doesn't notice us.
Oh, you're looking at the first one.
The God, yeah.
Well, the Hairman doesn't notice you. He will eviscerate your ass.
Okay, so the next two, this one actually makes good headway and is almost there. He's out of the crowd, and this one, again, does not. A little slower.
I'm back.
All right,
Welcome back.
it is your turn again.
Okay, now what am I supposed to do here? Oh, I guess I got to climb up more, right?
Yeah,
Oh, you gotta climb, boy, climb.
Okay.
Climb, you meat sack.
Where should I climb there, Severus?
Climb clock.
Get to the pendulum.
The pendulum?
There is-
Okay.
yeah, there is like a central pendulum that has the object that's been described before, which is a dark, oddly symmetrical stone of some kind.
Okay, I'll roll my climb as I try to grip these slippery, greasy gears.
Oh no, Severus, cover your ears.
That you're making me aroused.
Oh no! Man, for a
No.
tech priest.
Attacked erotica. Quickly, don't talk it by an Eric. You won't be able to stand it. Your sacred oils will flow everywhere.
Okay, you manage to. Octus manages to climb up through the clicking and whirring gears after holding on for dear life on the side of it. He, thrusts, himself forward through the greasy and whirring cogs and gears and latches
Oh,
on
stop you!
to the long pendulum that. Oh man, tech erotica, you gotta love it. Yeah, so you managed to grab a hold of the pendulum, and now you're holding on for dear life on it.
Okay.
That was the best minute of roleplay ever.
I'm almost there, Severus. I almost got it. What do you want me to do when I get there?
Yeah,
It's the
you're
wheels.
there.
Well, I'm there, but what do you want me to do now? 'Cause next turn.
Make a willpower
Remove it.
save.
And hand it to me. Hand me this. Hand me the sacred pendulum.
It's not gonna blow up or anything. It's not gonna jam my hand or anything, is it?
Stop talking like Jesus. It's like the way you're talking, like I love phrasing here, but it's like it's going on for so long. It's like what?
Your hand can be replaced. Your hand can be replaced. This whole world cannot.
You saying that
So
the whole world's gonna die from this? Like, did the whole world die 20 years ago?
I think this planet will be consumed by the powers of the warp if we don't succeed.
Very well. I'll do my best.
So what are you doing, Octus?
That's my turn, right? That's all I could do.
I don't know. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Well, I'd like
You
to
remove the piece.
remove the piece.
Oh,
If I could do it.
You hadn't said you wanted to do that.
Oh, I
yet,
figured my
so-
time was up. I figured my action was done, but
You just climbed, which would be a half action move, so you'd still have theoretically a half action to try to take the.
okay, yeah. Let's take it out. Let's take
Okay,
this
so
thing out. I'm
as,
gonna.
as you look at it, again, the stone at the end of the pendulum is an asymmetrically cut fragment of coal-like stone the size of roughly a human heart. And so it is stuck on there with literally just like this little toggle screw. You could just unscrew it if you like.
That's convenient.
Well,
Okay.
typically it's phased out of reality, so you know you can't remove it most of the time.
What do you mean it's phased out? It's like a toggle screw that's phased out. That seems like a very detrimental design flaw.
Well, I'm gonna try and unscrew it.
Oh no, my internet. Okay, you're gonna try to unscrew it. Am I still here?
Yep. You're still there.
Okay, it's choppy for some reason. Okay, so if you're gonna try to unscrew it, it unscrews easily and plops down into your hand. And as you do that, the mechanism of the steel clock, it actually just explodes. The whole 6-meter high clock explodes outward in a storm of steel cogs, gears, and energy. As again, the 6-meter tile inner working mechanism just kabooms. So everybody within 10 meters make a dodge test.
Who's within 10?
Only 2 people. They've been reading Tech Erotica.
I mean, all of these guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I passed. I'm right there.
Oh no. Oh, good throw, Megan.
Yeah, Severus, you rolling your dodge?
He's probably asleep or something, or handling something.
Oh.
No, I'm just talking with my mute on. That's all.
That'll do it.
Dodge. Even though we're inside, we have to roll. I thought you said exploded outward.
The whole clock tower just kaboomed. Like, you
Oh.
were in it, so guess what? You're part of the kaboom.
Oh, okay.
Good news is, the Pilgrims of Hate got hit too.
My dodge is like 16, guys. I just stand there stupefied.
You might do it. No, you don't.
You get blown
No,
up.
we definitely don't do it.
Biggest damage you ever taken.
Okay, so everybody in range takes this man, 9 rending damage, which isn't actually all that much.
To what?
Like our whole body, or how does that work?
Body? Well, I got armor 5.
If you're hit by it, Octus, you succeeded in the dodge check, so you just dodge out of the way of the blast.
Yeah, mine says. I don't know how the heck this works. I'm wearing a flak vest. That gives me an armor of 4 or 5.
Flag should be 4.
Okay, because on my sheet it says 5, and then in brackets it has 4.
Oh, like in the body area?
Yeah,
Oh, maybe it's 5 then. What's your toughness bonus?
and my toughness bonus is a 4.
Okay, so it must be 5.
Well, then I soak it all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like
Does the armor
a lot.
does armor stack like my? Because my flesh is weak gives me 2.
No.
No.
No, there are very few instances of stacking armor in the game, and typically they get patched or altered just because stacking armor is very strong. So there's very few instances where it exists at all in the game, and most of those instances are still just against the main sense of the rule book, because then you can start pushing like 7 and 8 armor, even at kind of a lower level. It's the places they so no, armor doesn't stack, but it does mean that if you lose your armor for some reason, you still have 2 armor, which is kind of a nice benefit.
Okay.
Okay, so as the clock explodes outward, the explosion splashes over the acolytes there and the beloved in the back, but none of them seem to really take any damage. It's all soaked by their armor or toughness, and they weather the rain of cogs and screws and bolts and nuts. And really, for Severus, he didn't move out of the way of it just because he was like, yes, this is good. This is what I've been looking for.
Looks like it was
like a happy way to die,
Okay.
man.
And I guess I fall off the clock and I manage to land strategically and roll on the ground, and I got this thing in my hand. What's it look like exactly?
Well, I guess, yeah, for Octus, just because you were up on top of the clock, you make a good point. Do you have acrobatics?
No.
Oh, you should have acrobatics. I guess make an agility check.
No problem.
Okay,
Yeah.
you duck and roll through it. Not going to be too hard on that one. So yeah, as it explodes around you, you just kind of like duck and roll through the carnage, dodge all the explosion, and you're just standing about a few feet back off the tower, and it's just a dark, heart-sized stone that you have in your hand. It's ice cold to the touch. It just looks like a rock at the moment. As the shaking and chattering of the steel clock explosion settles, the horrible light from the above flickers and then disappears, and you start to see the first like tinges of regular light coming back through the windows, as if the eclipse and then the non-eclipse, the uneclipse, dissipates and reality seems to return. And so as that happens, the widower actually begins to writhe and twist as a odd shining glow comes from within it, and it explodes in this fountaining, expanding shower of gore.
Oh shit, that ain't good.
Body parts. So it just explodes and then flops around, and there's just this giant, again, like it got hit by a tank shell or something, just pile of gore and guts.
I say we sink the planet. Like, everything's fine, maybe a slaughter, but apocalyptic event's over, and now we have to fight a psyker.
Are still some cultists to deal with.
I mean, we kind of like did the main objective.
Who saved the planet, Tib? Who?
Technically, we all did collectively, and technically we're fucked if we stay here any longer.
Hermione, it's your turn.
Okay. I'll ask Octus and Severus. Are you guys okay? There's a big explosion. Are you guys okay?
I'm all right. I don't know about Severus, but I'm okay, man.
Severus, how you doing?
I'm unharmed.
Good. So I'm gonna move towards them as my free action. However, as much as I can move.
As a free action, you cannot move.
Oh, I cannot move.
Yeah, you half action, full action, charge.
And I will half action move to them.
Okay.
Around.
There.
I'll cover them if in case anyone shoots at them, and then I will do a semi-auto burst at.
So that's semi-auto burst is a full action, so you can't do that and move. And your half action move is like literally only one square.
Also, the Herod Man's like a psyker, so the moment he uses a psychic power, we're gonna get blown up.
Okay, I will do a semi-automatic. I will not move, and I will do covering fire for these two. At the, can I only see one cultist on the left side?
No, the clock in the middle is gone, so you can see. I mean, there's theoretically people in between some of the party goers and stuff. And they might get shot if you miss really badly. But
Can I fire through my friends? No, right?
yeah, they don't count as a problem unless they're in melee.
Full auto.
Okay.
Full auto his ass.
I'll just go with semi for now and see how it goes.
Look, man, he's a psyker. If you do not full auto the psyker, he will kill us.
Yeah, he's
Wait,
also
are
like
you
the
talking
big
about
daddy
the
of
masked
guy.
man?
He's
Yeah.
a boss.
He's also the reason you're on the planet, in case you had not figured that out yet.
Okay, full auto it is then.
I believe in you.
All right.
I mean, live your best life, but
Range
there's
should be about
certainly-
short or middle.
what'd you say? Sorry.
A range is short or middle. Mine is 90 for range.
Okay, so if it's 90, then short would be half, and so you're at 35, so that would be short.
Short, okay. Full auto. And no modifier. Submit. There we go.
Okay, that's 4 hits.
4 hits.
Because full auto, you
One.
get an extra hit for every degree of success.
2,
Kill him.
3.
Oh yeah, it's a good one. Oh, righteous fury.
Okay.
Kill him.
I'm laying down a lot of hate with my
Yeah, tell me about
auto
it.
gun.
You're laying down the law.
That is correct.
2, 3, 4, and then roll a d100.
Roll a d1.
Oh yeah, one of them you rolled the Emperor's Blessing.
Roll d100. Damn it.
Slash roll. You really know how to bring up the tension.
That'll do it. Roll
Yeah.
a d10.
A
Oh,
d10?
come on, do great
He's
damage.
just on that 13 damage.
Make it.
Oh,
16.
Okay. Oh goodness. Oh, you hit him. You hit the left arm, and I forget what the full auto extra hits table is because it's somewhere in the book and I don't remember where.
You don't remember the page number this time? Come on.
Of this random rule, I do not. But I found it. It's on a page 190, and it's table 7.6 multiple.
It was just getting there.
So arm, body, head. You shot him in the head.
oh,
That's what I was aiming for. Like this.
Oh.
Oh, there. Something hit the
Full
head.
auto.
So that is probably good, and he does not have any armor on his head. So
oh.
that is a spicy meatball. Let's see, 5 probably.
But you better than that.
And let's see, arm. That's 1. Then body head, armor, body head. Arm, body head. The body. That's a total. Three and 16 minus 3 is. Yeah, he's just straight up dead.
Oh shit!
The hit to the arm, the first one, dings off of his armor and barely penetrates, but doesn't appear to phase him. The second one grazes the line of blood that you see fly out in the cinematic slow motion as the third round impacts his chest and dents in the heavy plate underneath his robes, and he looks at you with a shocked expression as the final round flies true and just pierces right through the center of his skull and blows out the back, and this fountain of gore as the heron mask cracks in two and falls to the ground as he falls to his knees, hands outstretched, and just plunks forward.
Dude, you gotta say something. You gotta say something cool after that.
I am the law.
Kid just sees this and he's like, "Glory to Hermione! Glory to the Emperor! Glory to Karagor!"
I'm gonna make some brain
Should I make like a morale check? Because basically the entire reason they fought is God.
I mean,
the boss got headshot it.
That's what I was doing, but then they rolled an 8 and a 2, so I guess they just want to kill you now. So they're going to charge through the remains of the clock. No, they're not going to do that because that'll take forever. And it's pretty much just mopping up 4 cultists now, with the rest of the party goers drawing their weapons and stabbing them down. And finally, the tide has turned as you have defeated the main threats and solved the main problem. So the other pilgrims, with your aid and with the fight of the rest of the party goers, pulling out knives and daggers and weapons, they had to turn against each other and are now united in slaying the remainder of the pilgrims of hate. And so they are handedly dispatched without much trouble.
Nice.
Jesus, that full auto. you
Yeah.
You definitely took out the freak.
Again, it's not about the number of hits sometimes, it's usually about the quality of the hit. And a dead hit to an unarmored guy with a mask on his face for 16 is gonna be a bad day. You're gonna have a bad time. That's pro tip, kids. Don't get shot in the face.
I'm gonna walk up to that. I'm gonna walk up to the Pilgrim of Hate as it's dying. I'm gonna go, guess what, Pilgrim of Hate? Can you answer me?
What? Imperial dog.
I love you. And then dagger in the head.
Okay, so speaking of the dagger, because Octus still has the dagger from the beginning of the campaign, if anyone remembered. It was best quality mono dagger that he found, pinning a note to a little terminal that kind of started this whole thing. So I actually sent Omega a letter that has what that does, and it was supposed to happen last week, but we didn't make it, and so it's a surprise gift from the guy that just got killed. So if you open the letter, Omega, you'll see what we're supposed to do now.
Got a seal on it.
Yeah, by order of the Inquisition.
Let's see what it says.
Paper sounds.
Wait, who sent us this letter?
I just sent it to Omega because it's something that happens. It's in the book. Again, it was supposed to happen last session, but snail mail. So we'll just
No, as in who sent it in the game? Like, who sent it to Octus?
Well, there is no physical letter. I just made one because it's more fun. But because he has the dagger, a thing happens.
Okay. Got it.
Damn.
Everybody, that's what it says. To the possessor of the dagger. During your travels, you came into possession of a certain dagger. Right at the beginning of your journey, to be precise. As you are still in possession of it, please make a willpower save of 40. You have you have a minus 10 modifier from the accursed armor that I have.
Oh no.
Oh no.
If I fail, you're possessed. Increase your strength and toughness by 10, gain 1d10 wounds. If I fail. Okay, so I got
Don't fail, man.
So it's basically chaos trying to take me over, right?
Yeah, there was a evil spirit bound to the dagger, and it's kind of a gift, a final gift from the beloved.
Okay, so willpower, what was it? Willpower save of 40 minus 10, so
it's basically a 50-50 chance.
Well, willpower is 28 though, so it doesn't matter, right?
No, it's not based on your willpower. It's just
So just roll a straight D100.
Yep. So typically you'd have a 60% chance of passing. Now you have a 50.
It's kind of scary.
Well, that's a D10. So you need
Oh.
another 0.
Okay, hold on.
The stress.
Okay, roll it again. 1d100.
Oh,
What?
okay.
He rolled a 3. He rolled
Okay.
What's-
Octus, you feel this malign presence come over you and attempt to suborn your will and force you to turn upon your comrades, but a beacon of light comes from somewhere that's not something that you have really ever experienced in the past, but you can feel this radiant presence shine down and burn away the spirit, and this calm, benevolent voice just washes over you, and you can't quite understand what it says, but it feels very, very good, very safe, and you're fine. It's almost like nothing happened.
And I turned to the party. And I
What
said,
happened? You look weird. You look like a bug.
I looked chaos right into the eyes.
What the fuck is
Now I understand why the Emperor is cruel and punishing, and why I hated him so. But now I understand why it is necessary for us to worship the Emperor.
Okay, first question is, what is chaos? Tim is very confused by your first sentence.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's pretty much you guys pretty much did it. The bad guys are dealt with. You have a really interesting artifact. You've successfully accomplished everything that you were set out to do so many moons ago by a paraplegic inquisitor strapped to a chest. Or I don't triplegic, I guess, because he was missing an arm.
Tripe.
I don't know. There's no rules for this, but 2 legs were gone and an arm was gone, so he was having a bad day.
That's Inquisitor Carcala.
Yep. So
Is it
he set you out on your mission, and you successfully accomplished it. Everybody gets a fate point. And that's in addition to your basic numbers, so you now have a 1 more fate point than you did as your maximum number, as well as gets 300 experience.
Wait, maximum?
that-
That increases by 1 maximum?
Yep, your maximum number of fate points, and your current number of fate points increases by 1. So if you had none, you now have 1. If you had 3, you now have 4.
And we get 300 experience?
Nice.
Defeated the Widower, ended the Grand Conjunction, defeated the Beloved, and weren't possessed and killed all your friends. So that was good. Also, as another note, if anyone wants to inspect the pile
Tip.
of
Tip is just gonna go by the hairy mask man, pull out the chainsword, and just go slit its neck just to confirm its death.
yeah, it's a corpse now. It's a beheaded corpse. So
Was it really-
alas, poor Yorick.
Don't worry, Tip made sure he was dead. Get
There
risk
are
him
a
with the fucking-
couple decent, just goodies lying around, like an assortment of auto pistols, chain knives. The Heron Masked Man, if anyone cares to check him, had a power sword.
Well, I'm checking it.
And a needle pistol.
Oh,
so those are kind of
cool.
cool. As
Wow.
well as a carapace chest plate. So yeah, he had some things on him, and then as you go to inspect the Harris Masked Man, you actually hear some noise coming from the pile of flesh. If anyone would care to inspect that.
Tibbs very bad looting. He's like, "Oh, that ain't good." Pulls out the shotgun.
I would like to inspect my nice, beautiful headshot.
Yeah,
yeah.
well,
It's
yeah. Tibbs pointing his shotgun ready.
I mean, there's nothing left. He's just a little entry hole and a big exit hole. very, very successful.
Okay, Tip's just gonna take that carapace armor and power sword.
So wait, what was the sound?
Take all
You said
the
there was a...
Yeah, there was a sound while I was inspecting the wound.
yeah, so from the pile of flesh, you hear what sounds like talking? It's a
Like what?
strange, strangled, high-pitched voice. It's kind of what it sounds like.
What? Tip take it gets a closer
From
look.
from the body of the masked man?
No, the mass of flesh from the widower's
Oh, the
Oh,
widower.
the massive flesh.
body.
Tip
there's,
is-
Okay.
there's this weird gibbering sound coming from it.
Tip kind of gets a bit closer. He just waves the shotgun through along. He's like, "Who's in there?"
No, the noises continue, but no one responds.
Can I kind of wade in?
Yeah, I'm
Push in,
gonna,
look for it in the
gonna-
mass of flesh.
I'm gonna join him with my chainsword. I'm just gonna cut away the flesh as he's moving through, so as we both making our way in.
It's not that big, but yeah. So you kind of goop into the mass, and you find that the creature's face, the really horrible melted-looking face that we saw in our last episode when it took off its mask, which I'll just put back up here really quick.
Yeah.
This nasty-looking mobobber. It is there, kind of sloughed off by itself, almost like this, just like somebody just like sliced it off nice and clean, just this little ragged lump of flesh, and it's talking with this weird, strange, high-pitched voice, and just everything is bad, you know.
Is this
And it
the
gibbers
beast?
out. It gibbers. He comes, the master. I am his herald. By the footsteps of fools, he is announced. He's not Vagar from League of Legends, I promise. The mirror shatters and the island burns. He returns, the dark traveler, and ruin comes with him.
Tip cares not for your parables. Speak in clear terms, or I will smash you like the aborted imperial children.
And it just kind of gibbers some nonsense at you.
Okay,
Finally, I would like to interrogate him,
wait.
or the
Hermione,
mask, not him, or not the mask. The what's left of the face.
Hermione.
Okay.
Tip thinks this thing doesn't give much answers. It speaks in parables. Makes no sense. I say we Buddha stomp it. Tip's got some excellent boon stomping. I remember stomping
Wait.
many orc skull with these.
We must find as much information before we do the stomping.
But it speaks in parables. Tip doesn't understand parables.
But he knows what they are, which is interesting.
Can I try to get a little bit more information about this master he was talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I do an interrogate roll. Any
You just
modifiers?
ask it.
Oh,
I mean, unless you want to roll interrogate, like I'm not
No,
gonna stop you.
no.
Go ahead, like.
no. I'll ask him. Who is this master of yours? What are you talking about?
Last and first of the Harlocks, my master.
Speak clearly, or I will shoot you right now.
The waning crescent, tides of fate, and it's just this incoherent, confusing blabble at this point.
Wait, Tip has a better idea. What if we throw it into a dumpster fire?
You ought to burn the heretic.
If
Burn the unclean.
Ah,
I understand that this constitutes an idea. I'm trying to identify what it's better than.
I'm gonna call the party over. This monster here has a face left over, and it's talking. Anyone want to deal with this?
Tip would say let's find the nearest trash can and lit it aflame and just let us gather around for the warmth of the burning of this abomination.
We should not listen to it. Yes, purify it with flames.
See? Even the robots.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Burn it.
Okay, Severus, you grab the trash can and Tip will find some burning material.
So we have decided to burn the heretic.
Yes.
Okay. It's up to you guys.
It speaks in unclean words, and it have to prevent it from its words getting into the heads of anyone here.
Okay, so you find a trash can and burn it or something
Yeah,
like that.
basically, we start the fire trash can. Tip just kind of grabs it by the bottom and like does a little slam dunk into the bin.
Okay. Yeah, it continues to gibber and wail and just make weird noises, and they're kind of echoey from inside of the trash can as it, I can't do it with a mic, but imagine this face in a trash can just gibbering weird odd noises out, and the fire goes up and it burns, and then the fire goes down and it's still just in the can.
But it's burning, right?
It burned a little bit, but then it just kind of like stopped.
Oh.
What? We have to get rid of this.
And it smells a little bit like bacon, but a little bit not like bacon.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I have to my incense. Like I have to spread out some incense and
it's like
for my sensor.
It's like what bacon would smell like if it was haram for people who eat bacon.
Oh,
like it's just odd. You're like, this is forbidden bacon. I shouldn't eat this bacon, but I want to.
Tip is glad he's wearing a gas mask. You can't smell thing.
Severus is gonna say his sensor is gonna blow out a gust of the sweet smells of oils and say, let the stench of corruption be swept aside by the sweet winds of faith.
You have a point, Severus. You have a point.
And let this thing burn. We are derelict in our duty wherever we allow corruption to plague the minds of good men.
Okay, good. Hey, Octus, you want that needler pistol? It's kind of like an assassin weapon.
So did we succeed in like burning it down to ashes, Kirkreb, or is it just
a little like the exterior surface is burned, but then it just kind of stopped?
Wait, it's still alive or it's still talking?
Alive is relative, I guess, but it's still just kind of talking. Yeah.
How is this thing still alive?
Yeah, we need to like really burn this thing down, man.
Octus,
we need some promethium.
Octus, do you still have that thing you removed from the clock?
Yeah, I do, but I don't want it. I give it to Severus.
Do you think we need to smash it or to command it to kill itself?
Maybe smash it with the pendulum.
Wait, hold on. Better idea. Command it to kill itself first to see if that works.
How can we command it?
I don't know. We have the item that works as a command tool or something.
This whole place needs to be blown out from orbit.
I agree with you there.
Wow.
All the nobles around you would very much disagree with that, and so they are quite interested in the show that you're putting on as this goes on. But the party seems to have ended, and they're mostly leaving. It seems like the festivities are over, and they didn't get their opportunity to kill some of their rivals. Although some of the rivals died on their own, so pretty good party, they say. Well, that's not what I've experienced before. And you see the wizened old man from before is somehow still alive and fine. Old man Vipus just kind of like toddles over on his cane. Well, that was quite an interesting thing that we did this year. Those Harlocks manage to come up with something interesting every year. It's always worth a trip. I'm quite excited to see what they do next festival.
Thought Tip heard that all Harlocks are dead.
Oh, yes, well, that's quite an interesting thing, that. Are you all part of the festivities? Was this a planned event?
Tip kind of just looks to Octus, then looks to Herbie, and he's like, no.
Oh, well, a once-in-a-lifetime experience, then. It's going to take them ages to put that old ticky-ticky thing back together.
Yeah.
Good.
Tip thinks the orb blow from orbit idea from Octus is the first thing you've heard that sounds quite sanctified. So yeah, I bet you may see some fireworks like I don't know, like maybe like a month or two from now.
Whenever the
Yeah,
whenever
I
the
think
group manages to co-opt a Navy frigate to come back for a lance strike.
yeah, I think Severus would say that he'd be a bit sad that the clock has been blown up. He would say it was a very precise and beautiful machine, but it was used for nefarious purposes, and so ultimately it is good that it was destroyed. I think we should decide now how we're going to get out of here, because I think our job here is done.
Tip says we
Perhaps
loot
we
the
could.
bodies first. Like Octus, would you like this needler pistol? Like it's like an assassin weapon, I think. Is this for your character?
Yeah, sure thing. I'll take that. Looks good. I could put that to use.
Vipus is like, well, I can offer you a ride back to the spaceport if you like. You've all been quite a laugh. And
I think
things
that
will
would be good.
reopening now that the festival's over. You know, everyone just tottering off back to their home worlds now that you know, the true opportunities are over with.
Tip would take
I
you.
think that's a good idea.
What part of the galaxy do you live? Tip was looking for a ride back to his homeworld.
Oh well, we'd be headed back to Scintilla, the capital of the sector. Quite an interesting land.
Not another sector.
No.
I think we should. I think we should try to either find. Is there like an Imperial outpost here or something, like some way that we can communicate with someone that.
The den of thieves and villainy.
I think we should get off of this planet and try to find someone in the Inquisition. Basically, is what we want to do, because we're Inquisitors now.
Hold on. Tid knows that not many of my planet like the Dark Truth Seekers, so I say we go to Scintilla, since it's the capital world. If we go through the Administratum, we may find our way back to our respective homeworlds after some time of processing.
That sounds expensive.
For Tid, it sounds like a lot of waiting.
Since we've done this thing for the Inquisition, should we not report it in? Let them know what we've done.
Tip says no, because I don't know. Tip just says we should just ignore it, just pretend this never happened, and just cake stuff stuff. Just set a fire, walk away.
We can never ignore so much chaos in the world. We must report this.
Yeah, we have a duty.
We report this.
We have a duty. We've been deputized.
Militarum. Tib has been away from the military, Karakor's military, for too long, and Tib hates this planet.
Okay, we get that loud and clear. But the rest of the characters, what does everybody else want to do?
For sure, I want to somehow. I mean, we've done something for the Inquisitor, which was a very important task he was put upon. Meaning, someone put him on this task, and I think we should report that his task is done.
Yes, I agree, and I don't know how we're going to be able to do that, because the Inquisition is, I would imagine, very elusive and run by very powerful beings who don't want themselves to be found. But perhaps we can find a contact somewhere, maybe in Scintilla, somewhere where we can.
They certainly have a council on Scintilla that one might be able to entreat to action with a suitable amount of labor, effort, and time.
We do have the Inquisitor seal still.
Tib's like looking at it like, oh yeah, Tib still has this.
Potentially open some doors for you, yes.
We will need some evidence if we were going to go. Do we have enough evidence to prove everything that we were talking about? We do have. Please keep the pendulum. That's very good evidence. But anything else that
we could take the hairy man's head?
Well,
Tip thinks it's a good idea. You may always head of the foe may bring you favor with your
couple teeth from that beast.
No,
I don't know if you gave us any. If we had any picked, like I had a picked recorder on my character sheet, something that I had from the beginning, but I think you said we were stripped away of everything. But would it be possible to take some pictures of this, or go back to the Inquisitor where we found the Inquisitor, where he was dead, and take a picture of him there?
That would be very difficult to do, because it's almost certainly been disposed of in between the time that you left, and you know, they don't just leave dead Inquisitors lying around.
Plus, you got
been some weeks since you set out from the red cages. Old Man Vipus would, of course, point out, well, there is that strange thing talking in the bin over there.
Tip doesn't want to bring it.
Should we bring that to the Inquisition?
Tip wants to
Maybe
burn
they know how to
it.
deal with that. It doesn't. It seems very heretical.
Yeah, it seems very dangerous. I would only agree with that if we could find some way of transporting it safely, like within a chest or something that cannot be, messed with.
Tip is not
Probably
looking
fine.
around that abomination in
Rich,
there.
you see.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said we could probably do that. I'm quite rich, you see. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, could you find some kind of box for us to contain this heretic, and then we can bring it to the Inquisition? And I think with the pendulum, and then
The Inquisitor seal.
And the Inquisitor seal, we should have enough evidence to prove what we're saying.
Yeah. Oh yes, absolutely. Well, I don't have anything on me right now, but we can probably find something back on the ship. So if you just want to bring that with us,
Let's do that.
Yes.
And then if people's characters don't want to go, or they want to go somewhere else, I guess they could just be dropped off or something somewhere.
well, everybody will basically the next months of everyone's lives would be going to the spaceport, going up to orbit, going through the warp, and ending up on Scintilla, and then you're on Scintilla. So finding your way back home from there would be quite difficult without means and access to a lot of money, because you don't just charter flights as someone who has no job or money, right? So it would be difficult. I'm not saying you couldn't do it. You could murder someone and steal aboard a freighter and do all these things, but it would be hard. But yes, so that's where we wrap up. This
Hold on 1 second. I just want to, Hermione.
Yeah.
You know when you go to the Inquisition, right?
Yeah.
You didn't hear all that stuff I said about the Emperor, did you? You didn't hear it, right?
No, I never heard any of that. No.
Tib looks at Octus. He's like, take off the armor.
You might want to give that a good scrub down.
Yeah. Well, no, I overcome the curse, so maybe I'm strong enough.
Tib just looks at Octus. Yeah. Tib heard what you said in the lobby, so you better watch yourself.
It seems the Emperor's light has shined upon you.
Oh, definitely. I'm glad that happened. Remember to watch yourself.
I'm reborn.
Yeah, you're definitely reborn. Tip's like rubbing his chain sword. I hope so.
I got something to ask or add.
Sure.
I'm wondering if we could track down Septimus Dexter, who was he was the
yeah, you certainly could do that,
and see if he wants to come with us. Because if we're to form if this continues, we don't get our heads cut off for seeing too much, and we actually get to be a part of the inquisitorial, arm, and we're allowed to form a cell or something like that. It'd be nice to have somebody with his knowledge. He's a administratum guy, right?
The White Scholar.
Yeah, like adept kind of fellow. Yep.
Yeah.
Was he dead?
Be good to have as an NPC.
No.
As a smart NPC.
Did he die? Okay, definitely bring him along. I thought he was dead.
And he was a contact. And he was a contact for Inquisitor. What's his name?
Arcala.
Oh,
yeah,
then we should bring the information to him and tell him that we've done the task that his Inquisitor was working on.
Yeah, get him to come with us if we can.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great.
Agree.
You could certainly send. I mean, you would know how to send a message to him at the Channel Arcanum, I want to say is what it was called, Chancel Arcanum, at the library where he was stationed. So you definitely would know how to send a message. So you could do that, and he would meet up with you at the spaceport. And again, all of you could then go to Scintilla over a number of weeks or months, depending on how the voyage goes. But it would, you'd travel along. Void transit is quite interesting and quite boring at the same time. You really hope for the latter rather than the former. And you arrive at the capital of the sector, and that's where we end.
Okay.
Quick question: when you say Scintilla, do you mean like the home world, or like those Hun-like guardsmen live?
No, Scintilla is the sector capital.
It's sector capital.
Of unimaginable proportions. It's
Scintilla.
It's
It
basically
scintillates.
the sector's Terra, in that it is mostly cities upon cities upon cities, and lots of people, and just very, very macro scale planet city.
Okay,
Ooh.
quick question. Can we go through the loot list again, just so I make sure I had everything? And
Yeah, like I said, the big ticket items was a set of carapace armor, which is 6 armor for the chest, and then a needle pistol and a power sword, and then, like I said, there were an assortment of chain knives.
I'll take a chain knife. Anyone taking the power sword? I'm not that great with melee.
So I guess we
took power sword.
I guess we could use that
Sure.
if there's ever another campaign, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I got the power sword. Don't worry about
That's
it.
pretty good. It's pretty cool.
All right.
That was fun. That was a great campaign. 13 episodes. That was
Yeah, it ended at the 13th hour, so there you go.
oh perfect. Hey, yeah.
Hey, that's good. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks everybody for playing. Thanks anybody for watching. I think we had a few people that might have made it through all the episodes. Who knows? It's been a lot of fun. And,
I missed one.
And that has been the first book of Tattered Fates, book 1 of the Hardlock Legacy trilogy. I have been Karkarev. It's been my honor to GM everybody through this weird game of Dark Heresy. If you're ever interested in role-playing, this is an interesting place to start. It is very complicated and very confusing, but once you get the hang of it, it can be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's all I've got. Omega.
Yeah, that was great. Had a great time. I was trying to get the heretic thing going with the group, but it didn't pull off, you know. But
No, nobody wants to be a heretic with you.
yeah, I was trying to start a little trouble and fighting amongst the group, but yeah, that was interesting. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it'd be fun to see some more of this story. But you're on to a different games, whatever you want to do next.
Who knows? Like I've said before, I GM and mod, and I play by post server for Dark Heresy, so I do a lot of Dark Heresy at this point. It's where I kind of cut my teeth and figured out the ins and outs of the system. It's a lot of fun. If anybody ever wants to play, I'm on Discord. I'm Karkarev.
Yeah, I'll put the link to Discord in the chat there, so just come to the Discord and then we can get a hold of Karkarev and you could join the play-by-post game that he has.
Yeah, so we do that. So I just picked up the Dune. Oh gosh, what's the name of it? It's something in the
Sands of Dune or something. I don't know.
It's Dune Adventures in the Imperium.
Right.
By Modifius. It's their 2D20 system. So I'm reading through that. Part 2 of Dune just came out, and it's fresh and top of the mind. So just interested in checking that out and seeing if it's something we want to do. Might run some of that in the future.
That sounds cool. That's
Keep me in mind for that.
That's like Star Trek, right? The same system as Star Trek?
Yep, same system as Star Trek. Yep.
Well, I heard that's cool.
Yeah, so could be fun.
Anybody else?
Keep me posted on that.
Anybody else want to say anything?
No, I mean, I just wanted to say thank you. It was a great first experience into the Warhammer 40k Dark Heresy world. I'm looking forward to more. If you're going to do another campaign, I'm totally down for it. Thank you very much.
Gotcha. Yeah, no problem at all. Thanks for playing. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, don't know where I'm going to go with it next. Probably going to take a little bit of a break from 40k just because with some fatigue and my mind needs dopamine from something else. So we'll give it a shot. But we'll probably come back at some point.
Okay, and everybody on the channel tomorrow night we got Alien RPG, and then Saturday this week we got second scenario of Twilight 2000 Desert of the Dead. Stay tuned for those, everybody. And
Yeah, thanks for running Karkarev. That was a lot of fun.
No problem at all. Thanks for playing.
It was a fun game.
good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.